those of you on LinkedIn, how many of you have given, let's see, 3 recommendations to other people? That rocks, man. What a great team. How many have given 5 recommendations to other people? That's even better. You got a fantastic LinkedIn team. How many have given 10 recommendations to other people? How many people have given 100 recommendations to other people? I have. If you look at every single one, it's a valid, legitimate recommendation of their worth and their contribution to society or what they do. Sometimes more general, sometimes more specific. I was trying to get my computer fixed, and I went to a computer store 3 or 4 times with a nightmare. A guy saw I was struggling. He stepped in. He helped me tremendously. He got the solution done. He saved my business. What did I do? I wrote him a recommendation. And it was specific, so you know what it was about. It wasn't like this guy walks on water. I've known him his whole lifetime. It was, I needed my computer fixed in an urgent time, and this guy did whatever it took to satisfy me as a customer and solve the problem. I hope he gets promoted in his company. That's happening all around you. Look for it. But don't do bogus ones because our name's attached with it. But what I found is sometimes the more technical advanced, the harder it is to give recommendations. Another thing you have to get over. We're starting in get better at giving recommendations. Get better at giving recommendations. How many people have lots of money to spend right now? How many people have lots of resources to spend right now? Nope. I don't either, but I just was modeling raising your hand if someone had forgotten. So anyway, you don't, right? So when you're told to networking, and you're to help people, well, gosh, what do? I don't have a lot of money and resources, but I could give a recommendation to someone that's authentic and real that the world would see. Gosh, that's probably better than money, if you think about it. And if you want to know how I got the 100 recommendations, you know what I did? What do you think I did? And you don't need 100 recommendations. You just need 3 to 5 good ones. It's a point to make. Come on, give me some answer. How do you think I got it? Huh? Right, I gave recommendations and I helped people. I helped a lot of people over 10 years in my community. That's how I did it. So that when you read them, one person who read them all said, I read them all. Well, why don't you tell me, you're going to hire me because of it. Why'd you do it? Tell me about the recommendations. He said, I want the ugly truth. I read some and some looked like they might be friends. And then some looked, they were more general. And then some were really specific. Of your quality and what you do and how much you really care about working with people and so forth. Well, how was the diversity? How did that affect you? He says, thinking about it, that's what got me to trust you the most. It wasn't a bunch of canned recommendations that you clearly fed someone to give back to you. So the piece is make sure you're not hounding your friends and family for recommendations. I had someone out of work and says, I got your point from the intro class. I've been hounding 12 people and I'm getting a few of them to give me recommendations. I went, boy, did I fail with that person. You want to lead with giving them. And I want you to come back to me and brag about it. Make a list of all the people of value in your life. And if you really think about it, it's going to keep growing as you do it. Look them up on LinkedIn. If they're there, and some aren't, don't worry about them. Keep them on the list because when their friend gets fired, they'll be on LinkedIn. If they're there, see if you can contact them and say, I would like to connect to you on LinkedIn. And the reason is you're the best field manager I worked with at IBM, and I want to give you a recommendation or whatever's true for you. Does that make sense? How many people have done that? A few, right. It starts really making a difference over time. First of all, if they were high-functioning, competent, of value 10 years ago, they're probably that way now, and we don't know where they are. See the math? They might know someone who knows someone that could get you a job, and you're leading with giving authentic, real recommendations. If you lead with giving recommendations and you make darn sure you're only giving the ones that are valid, not in response to someone giving you one, which is part of the character development part of LinkedIn, then it generally, in at least every case I've seen, lines up so the equality does not flag them as tit for tat. That means I give you one, you give me one. If you give one to get one and vice versa to help each other out because you built no relationships over time, you need to roll up your sleeves and start learning about relationships in your life right now because you missed a critical point in taking care of your life and your family, which is building and helping other people outside your company. And I was one of those at one point, long time ago. Okay. Any other questions on that? Yes. Would you only show recommendations current to your only job search? But my advice is no. This is not your resume. This is a look at your whole life. See, if you understand LinkedIn isn't your resume, it's your whole life, it's going to look different than your resume. This is giving someone permission to scan your whole life. So I put them all on there. Now I know a lot of the job people say different. You trust them, you follow them, not me. Do you understand? But mine is, first of all, let's back up. What is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a business tool for solving tasks. LinkedIn is not the standalone tool to get a job. It's just when you're out of work, that's a task that you're working on. It's a business tool for solving tasks. Everyone should have been on LinkedIn before they lost a job. I mean, once I saw the value of this, you know, if you're busy and up to something big in your life, wouldn't you want access to people all over the world that could help you outside your company? This is pretty simple math, but most people don't figure it out till Bob gets fired. The truth is, we should have all been smarter to get on it sooner. A global tool that gives you global connections to solve business tasks and build relationships locally and around the world with business professionals in a context that slows down networking so you can earn trust with people, and it's free? So this should have been a high priority for a while ago. So start where you are.